time for me to have some fun and do some more tarot reading, so I decided to show up as fucking how people expect, us motherfucker to show up. Alright, so, whenever it comes down to this deck in particular, what I'm going to be doing is, of course, fucking 3 piles. Now, granted, do I deliver on that promise? No. So, either expected or known. So, whenever it comes to that promise, never trust that promise. By me, ever. Okay. So whenever it comes down to this is just completely going to be a random situation. I'm not going to have any, for instance, focus, scope on whether it could be family, whether it could be work, whether it could be internal, whether it could be familial, matters not. I'm just going to be pulling exactly as what's spotted. So I got pretty much that you just confronted a certain situation or a certain person of late. Now, granted, it was something which was very fucking hard for you to do, but you were pissed off and you felt it was fucking needed in order to specify. And this has really got to do with the situation beforehand, in which you just pretty much were on guard and they just wouldn't stop. So you pretty much just let it all out as to how the fuck you were feeling. So that's definitely the past situation. Now, granted, this could be, I'm seeing with family more often than not, but there could also be family in which, like, what's the word for it? Could be a family in which used to come and visit, but now no longer does. And it could be because after that situation, but I felt it was necessary. And whenever it comes to 10 of Cups, I guess you pretty much have been taking this sort of shit for a long time. Whenever it comes to this person or situation of which has been under your fucking heel. And let's just say has been cracking your goddamn skull. So, whenever it comes to the 10 of Cups, I'm getting to that it could be someone with long hair. And they could go out swimming quite a bit whenever it comes to like outdoors, like pools and shit like that. They could definitely be someone which just gets out of the fucking house. But the thing is that they sort of, here's the thing of what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that this motherfucker has a, fucking awesome body, right? So the person of which you talk to could have had a very athletic body, or they could have had a rather slick frame whenever it comes to females. But here's the thing, though, is that this person right here is looking at them. So I'm guessing that there's something in which they wanted that was yours. They probably were a bit conceited. And they wanted what you had. For instance, whenever it comes to either a relationship or a job or anything of that particular sort, in which, who knows, maybe even some cases where they were actually doing pretty good, but whenever you just jumped on the ball, you fucking cracked it out of the water. That's the situations as they are. And I'm getting that the person in which you deal with doesn't really believe in family dynamics. Like, for instance, they're pretty much just a wild fawn. A wild fawn or fucking wild buck, okay? Depending on what motherfucking person. But here's the thing, is that whenever they look at you and how you handle your relationships, whenever it comes to how you nurture and care for them, they are a bit, let's just say, envious of that. They want what the fuck you pretty much had, but the sense you pretty much confronted them. Now, granted, for some reason, I'm getting that someone in this group is someone I'm familiar with. So, or who knows, a couple people which I'm familiar with in general. And the Hierophant. I guess whenever it comes to future events, your main worry right now is whether it bit you in the ass. But it felt good whenever you did it. It felt good whenever you spoke out, but now you're worrying about the more longer-term ramifications of what you're doing. And I'd say right now, whenever it came to the moment in which it felt good, wonder why it felt good whenever it came to standing up for yourself. If you did, if you're someone of whom has been under this shit for a long time, and you just, were like, fuck it, I'm defending who I fucking am at this point, then you're probably going through this phase right now, whenever it comes to, well, motherfuckers, in which are selfless most of the time, in which they tend to have this mode of guilt. And you could be going through some guilt at that moment. That is what I'm sensing. You could feel a little heavy at the stomach. Again, that there is some depression in which is involved because you're in these thought patterns. Because here's the thing, is that thoughts weigh you down, okay? They build up like a goddamn rock in your stomach. You'll know what I mean. Now, whenever it comes to water, you could be someone that likes to really keep hydrated, or you're someone that takes a bath quite frequently. You could be someone that's very fucking clean as well. Like almost goddamn OCD. OCD and a little bit perfectionistic mixed in with it. So who knows, you could be a very fucking overzealous whenever it comes to cleaning or keeping yourself in order and shape. I'm getting that some of you could have family members in which are in Freemasonry or any other type of group or measure, because I see the M right here. And for some reason, it reminded me of their aprons. Or it could even be like a high school band or some shit. Like you could have probably a couple nephews or nieces of which are thinking about going into bands concerning their, I think, pre-games and after games fucking type shit. Or they're actually really participating within those events. What other thing can I really do? Okay, so whenever it came to, I'll go ahead and get back to the past card. Whenever it came to the Ace of Swords, I'm seeing these knots, and I'm seeing the sword, and the whole point is to cut all of those fucking things off. So whenever it came to the past situation, of course, I'd say this was a long time coming. It was about to happen. It was inevitably going to happen. So I would say whenever it comes to the future tense, who knows, there could be even legal ramifications concerning it. Like, probably some of you beat the shit out of somebody. That's what I'm getting. So whenever it comes to the groups of which I did pretty much point out the narratives of which I was seeing, go ahead and bring it towards yourself whenever it comes to regards of your situation. Ponder your situation, and if it's linked up with these cards in any way, shape, or form and brings about any tangible insight for your life situation, then go ahead and comment it down below, baby. And whenever it comes down to it, pound number one, bitch. You're welcome.